Hi, this is James.
And this is Tina.
Welcome to
Whatever Topics.
where we'll be talking about
Anything, whatever pops into our head's gonna pop out of our mouth.
Hope you enjoy the show. Hey, crazy critter.
Hello, hello.
I thought I'd throw that in there since we're talking about geocaching. Your geocaching name is Crazy Critter 66.
Yippers.
And mine is Hiker James 52. So welcome to episode number 4 of our Whatever Topics. We got a couple dogs in the background there, but they'll be leaving there very shortly. And the neighbor let them out to use the green grass. Okay. So hey, today we're talking about geocaching. Before we get into that, let's give a couple shout outs. I got 3 of them here. First shout out is for Jenny in Florida, as one of our listeners.
Oh, yes.
And Debbie from California, which is a good friend of ours on social media.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, we're not actually, close friends, but well, you know what I mean. Been friends on Facebook for a long time. And Paul from the UK.
Yes, sir.
I haven't heard from him for a little while, but he does send me once in a while he'll send me a message and blessing me for the day, and so he's still in the picture, but he's just really busy doing his new thing that I don't know what he's doing right now.
No, there's no telling.
And I have to get him on here one of these days and talk about what he's doing next.
There you go.
I know they put off that challenge that he was doing in Australia for about a year because of all the problems and everything. But yeah, he's really doing some good there with some challenges that he's doing with riding his bike, hiking, walking, jogging, running, different things. But anyway, we want to keep on track here, so we're going to talk about geocaching. That's what I said last week. One of the main things is, if you don't know what geocaching is, you can go to geocaching.com/guide, and that's spelled geocaching.com. But we're going to bring up some things here, how much fun it is, things you need to take with you, necessity of things like what you really have to go geocaching, and then we're going to talk about some extra things that we wish we'd have had a few times.
Yeah, a few.
Okay, let's get going here then. First thing I want to do is I want to go to I looked up some things here. Now, this is just not really as good as I thought it'd be, but I looked up some things. It's 9 essential things you need for geocaching tools. One was a flashlight, and you probably wonder, why would I need a flashlight? I'm only going to go out in the daytime.
For them little holes in trees and stuff, so you can see before you reach in for stuff.
Yeah, we reached into a hole one time to get a geocache. I didn't have a flashlight, but it looked like a snake in there. And I thought, wait a minute, this can't be. I never thought, to use the flashlight. I could have shined it in there and seen that it was a square snake.
Yeah, it was square.
But yeah, it was a lock and lock, which I know most people might know what a lock and lock is. It's the Tupperware bowls and containers that have a lock on all 4 ends of it to lock it shut, which seals it. So anyway, I reached in there and I grabbed that, and I'm thinking, I'm sure glad. I never heard of a square snake, so I went ahead and stuck my hand in there, but I wasn't thinking there could have still been a snake in there.
Flashlight's essential. You're always, well, not always, but you do tend to stick your hands in really dark places sometimes.
Right. Spare batteries, to power your motors that open geocaches. We can get into that some other time. There's some motor-powered geocaches that you have to have a battery to open it with, the little electric motor that runs the thing out of a box or whatever, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But camera, Now, you take camera with you.
All the time anyway.
Yeah, if not for, you take pictures of the, what do you call it?
Well, the geocaches and the sites, flowers, whatever.
Yeah, and
Photo caching.
yeah, that's one of the things you've got there on as your hobby, photo caching. Utility tool. Now that's, talking about the multi-tool,
Right.
like a pocket knife, which got all these different things on it. You got the pliers and
Screwdrivers and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
yeah, that comes in real handy. Better than carrying a extra toolbox with some wrenches and stuff in it, like screwdrivers and pliers and stuff.
True.
Tweezers. Tweezers, you need that if you go to find a micro cache. You're going to need tweezers to pull that out.
Oh, yes.
If you don't know what a micro cache is, go to geocaching.com and go to their store and look up geocaching or containers, and you'll see. I could put a micro cache on my thumbnail and still see my thumb.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, so, and the log sheet's not very big at all. Most of them are probably about 12 inches long and about as wide as the geocache is tall.
Trying to put your name on some of those are fun.
That's why we do it our way. You sign yours CC66, and I sign mine HJ52. And then sometimes this is 4 letters is
Too much.
and then the date. We don't put the year on it because somebody else has probably got the year on it, and we just put on there like if it's we don't put 0902 or 09. We put 9/22/02 or 20. We don't even put the 20. We don't put that on there. We just put the month and the day.
Because there's no room.
Y'all see what we're talking about if you go to investigate this out and see what it's all about. And you find all that information on geocaching.com/
You said guide?
Yeah. Let's see. You need a nano or a micro roller to roll the log back up, because you're not going to get some of them rolled up tight enough to fit back in that container.
Oh, no.
Now this is something you can buy at the geocaching store, or you can make one out of a Carter key, which I have made several of them, and I gave most of them away. I think I got a couple left, but I got one that that I've made, and I carry it with me all the time. Actually, I have a carbiner with a key ring on it, and on that key ring I have the tweezers and the nano roller. I have an ultraviolet light. What else did I have on that? A couple other things I had on there. But anyway, I have that, and whenever I get out of the car to go geocaching, I just clip that on my belt loop and I keep it there. Ink pen.
Don't forget the ink pen.
You can use a pencil too, but what if you break the lead and you don't have a pocket knife or something to sharpen it again?
Take an ink pen.
Take an ink pen. And what if you run out of ink?
Take 2 ink pens.
What if you lose one?
You're in trouble.
Take 3 ink pens. You never have enough ink pens.
Just carry a bag with about 10 ink pens in it. You're good.
How many times have we had to go back to the car? We'd get, say we was a half a mile from the geocache, and we get halfway there.
Did you bring the pen? No, did you?
I thought you
no.
Okay, so a magnetic pen. That's one of them little telescopic things. You've probably seen them or heard of them. They're a magnet on the end, and you telescope it out where you can reach in between the hard to get places to get geocache. Because people, let me tell you, They put it back exactly where they found it, but they make it a little bit harder to get them out because see if the next guy can get it out.
What a pain.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, you can stick this little telescopic magnet in there and latch onto it. And most of them made out of aluminum. And you know, aluminum is not magnetic. But the magnet part of it, where it's stuck onto something, is strong enough to catch your magnet, and you can pull it right out of there. And then to put it back where it was, you can stick it in there so far, you know, just stick it on there and use the other end of this magnet telescope and push it back into it where it was. So I'd say that would be a Mustang. A retractable mirror. Now, I never used one. There might have been some times I wished I had one, especially looking under the park benches and stuff instead of getting on your back and staring up at the bottom of the bench and make people think, well, what's the matter with this guy?
Or staring up at a statue's butt underneath a bench.
Yeah, you got pictures of that.
Yeah, big old statue sitting on the bench, and he's up under looking. Yeah, you see the butt of the statue.
Sticking my hand in between his legs looking for
and
it.
Boy, was people looking at him. Oh, boy.
And you're supposed to be stealth, not let anybody see what you're doing.
But the park was full that day.
I know it, and I wasn't going to leave till I found it. Swag. Swag is dollar store stuff.
Right.
Mostly.
Little Army Men stickers.
Yeah. Rubber band bracelets.
Right. Stuff for kids.
Marbles. I've seen pennies. I've seen quarters. I've seen Buckeyes. It's just little trinkets for kids mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's fun to open up a geocache and find it loaded with something.
And how would you explain what geocaching is? A worldwide treasure hunt with a GPS.
That's right. And there are over 2 million geocachers?
I believe so.
And over something like 6 million caches hidden around the world.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Parks, residential areas, around stores, anywhere you can think of.
We've had geocaches where the cows go up there and slobber on our hand while we're trying to get it out of the fence post.
And some people might be leery about these, but they also seem to hide them around cemeteries. There's a few of them around cemeteries.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of neat, though, because I can go in and look at, okay, call me odd, but I like looking at the gravestones to see, like, the years that these people, the older ones. Mm. They're really kind of neat.
And they got a lot of different things on their stone, too, you know, who they were, what they did in their life or something.
Right.
Well, like today, it's not like that.
No, not at all.
They was born, they died, and that was it, you know.
Well, it's like the ones that we seen in the one cemetery. I can't remember where it was, but the stones themselves said, born a slave, died free.
Right.
And there was 5 of them, and I thought those were really neat. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, that was a fella. That was in Piqua, Ohio.
Okay, it was in Piqua.
Yeah, the guy had all these slaves, and he told that when he died, he wanted all his slaves to be freed, and he even donated a space for all of them to be buried.
Yeah, he donated that property to his freed slaves.
Yeah.
And they had a little cemetery behind the houses, and that's where the stones were.
Yeah. And since that's been there's nobody lives in that area no more.
Oh, they say it's haunted. They say them houses are haunted. I've heard that.
We've never had any problem, though, because we always go in the daytime.
Yeah. I won't go at night. I'm real funny about graves at night. No, thank you.
Oh. But yeah, they're in the cedar trees, they're in the cedar bushes, some of them are in little containers on the grave, on the stone itself, you know.
See, and that's what I like too, because with that story about the freed slaves, they had a sign, and when you go to find geocaches, sometimes you'll find them in historical places.
Right.
And you learn a lot about history.
Oh, yeah. A lot of places is like that nowadays. It's all historical places where you can go visit places you've never seen before. Let's see. That's about all they had listed here. Now, they had a couple other things, but it's not really all that important. You know, like a grabber. I never had a use for a grabber. Headlamp. There's night geocaching.
Yeah.
Where you can go at night and they put these reflective stickers on trees or on something, and every so many feet apart, and you can shine your light and see that sticker, and then you go that direction, and then you look for another sticker out farther and go toward that, and you can find one at nighttime without a GPS.
I can tell you some that it's not very logical to carry a ladder with you. But I guarantee you, being as short as me and you are, there's been a time or two I wish we had a ladder.
Well, that one time we had a ammo can in the car that we was carrying around trying to find a place to put it.
So we're standing on it trying to reach this cache.
You got your foot on it so it don't slip, because I got it standing upright. You know, it's not steady, because you know a tree has got a
it's got that slope
way to it. You know, at the base of it, and I was standing on that ammo can. Now this guy, he had to have been 7 foot tall to put it there.
Well, at least 6'5", just say that.
And I was standing almost on my toes on that ammo can. But yeah, they say eye level, and eye level to us is we got to look up.
Yeah, eye level to me is like 5'3". That would be eye level.
Now that one that said eye level, I almost ran into it.
Oh yeah,
remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
It was hanging out in the middle of nowhere on a tree limb, and if I hadn't seen it first, I'd have hit my head on it.
Yeah.
And it was just a pill bottle. But
right in plain sight. Yeah. I mean, that's what's bad. They're in plain sight. You're looking under trees, around bushes, in bushes. You don't think about them being right there out in the open.
Now, I've... when... What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought here.
Uh-oh, it wrecked.
Oh. But... okay, if I'm hiding a cache, and I think this should be, if you have to dig your way into the swamps, if you have to dig your way into the Amazon, you know, and you bushes and you're bending over and crawling under tree limbs and stuff to get to a cache, at least put the thing in sight.
Yeah, we've done that.
Nobody's going to accidentally find it out there. Oh man, I put one up in a tree one time, and it was a tape measure. And I had a stick that would reach it. It was about 12 feet up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had like a 15-foot tape measure.
Right.
And I had a hook on it, and it was camouflaged. And I put it up in that tree. And you take this stick that I had with a hook on it, and you reach up there and pull it down, and the little micro was attached to the end of it there. You take it out and sign the log, put it back together, and let it go back up in the tree. Never thought we put it out there in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
People was complaining about that one in the summertime. Ooh, like they never found that thing.
Yeah. I tell you which ones I hate the most. I mean, I walk through grass as high as my hips. But when you're walking through sticker bushes so thick that you're ripping your shirt... Those are just not fun at all. You can't find those.
What about the ones we walked through the jungle to find, and after we found it, after we got there, 10 feet away was a parking lot.
Yeah. Your fault. You're bad at directions. It's your fault.
Oh, man. And then they got here a UV light. That's used for night caches with special UV reflectors. A UV light, a lot of people use them UV pins, like for multicache. That is one that where if you go to, you get your coordinates to where the cache is, but it's not the main one. It's a starting place.
Oh, yeah.
Now you go find that one, and it'll have the coordinates to find the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't sign none of these until you get to that last one.
Yeah.
You could have five different ones, or as many as you want, and then when you get to that last one, then the log sheet would be in there. But I've seen a lot of them that were written in a ultraviolet pen, and it just looked like a blank piece of paper. It'll say coordinates to cache number 2, but there's nothing there, and you have to have an ultraviolet pen to shine on it to get the second one.
Right.
Metal poking device. Sometimes, I don't know, poke things before reaching in with your hands. It's a good idea.
You never know what you might grab if you don't.
Yeah. Now, if you got a walking stick,
right,
that you could use that. But other things that we have found that we need is a small first aid kit.
Right. Simple stuff.
How many times have I gouged myself pretty good with a thorn?
Thorns, yeah.
And a little
sharp tree limbs.
A little bit of you make up your own kit. Don't just buy one at the store and take it with you, because it don't have really what you need. But Band-Aids, hydrogen peroxide, alcohol,
maybe some kind of like triple antibiotic.
Yeah, just to keep it on the safe side.
Right, basic stuff.
Tweezers
for splinters.
Yeah, if you got your tweezers for your nail rollers, you're okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's log sheets. There's different size containers and different size log sheets. And I found a place where I can download all of them in every size they are. They have.
You'll get it.
So, anyway, I made a copy of each one of them. I put them in a folder, and I copy one of each and carry it in my bag. Now, and when I'm saying one of each, there's it depends on the size of them. Some of them might be 4 on a page. Some of them might be 6 on a page. Some of them might be 10 on a page. And you carry them with you, and then if you get one that's wet, or if one's missing, you can put it in there as a replacement. Or if one's full, there's no more places to sign it, you can put it in there as a replacement log sheet until the owner can get out there and put one in that he wants. Let's see. I always carry a few pill bottles and a few things, okay, say you have an aspirin bottle, and I think I have a peanut butter jar type container and things that I have camouflaged. And if things missing, and it's missing. I mean, some of them are just absolutely been tore up by animals or a lawnmower or something. You can throw one of them out there, and it's nothing, real big deal. Spend a lot of money on. But I used the camouflage duct tape to cover them up and everything. So what was that one? It had a hole like maybe a squirrel was chewing into it, and it was full of ants.
Them big black ants.
Yeah. And what I did, I just took me a piece of duct tape, camouflage duct tape, and stuck it over the hole. And that helps. Anything that helps. What else do we? We definitely carry a rope with us.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
But now we do.
No, we didn't, but now we do. And the reason for that is one day we was out geocaching, and there was a cache at the bottom of this hill. And I said, I'll go get it. And I seen a tree down there that had a dead space in it. What do you call that? A hole in it?
Yeah, there was a hole in the tree.
Yeah, and I thought, it's got to be in there. So I'm going to slide down there and get it.
And did he slide?
Yeah. It was like, wow. But it was kind of damp and underneath the leaves and stuff, and gravel and, whatever. Slate. mud.
Slippery when wet.
Yeah, that's the way to explain that one. So I slid down the bottom of the hill, found it. Yay! Now how am I going to get back up the hill?
Yeah, and I was just sitting up there grinning at him going, yeah, what you going to do now?
Yeah, that's what you say. What am I going to do now? We don't have no rope? Oh, man. 50 foot of rope is all you need. If you need more than that, tie it to a big old long tree limb and send it down there.
You don't seem to need rope too many times,
No.
But there may be an occasion where you really do need it.
Yeah, so I definitely carry a rope. They're cheap. You can get a 50-foot nylon rope for probably about $5 or $6.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So you pulled me back up the hill with
A long stick.
long tree limb.
Branch. Yeah, long branch.
Yeah, it was just happened to be laying around where you could find it. I tried to get up it. I get about 3 feet up and I slide back down. I was kind of worried there for a minute.
Yeah, so was I. What was I going to do? Call 911? Come get him. He's stuck at the bottom of a hill.
Send the fire truck where the ladder can go down instead of up.
We needed the mountain. The guys that came down the mountain with
propeller.
I don't propelling down.
Yeah.
We needed those guys that day.
Yep. Or at least wear some football. What they call them cleats.
Oh, the cleats might have worked.
Yeah, that might have worked.
As long as they were the steel cleats.
Yeah.
I don't think the rubber cleats would have worked too well.
Anyway, it was a fun day. Well, what else we got?
Well, people really ought to check out that geocaching, and all you got to do really is type in geocaching.com, and it'll bring up the page where it's got the video about what geocaching is.
Yeah, so does the 101. Geocaching.com/101.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing, and it goes back as geocaching.com/guide.
Right.
Yeah, it's a neat game. Anywhere, I mean, if your kids are old enough to walk and kind of know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, we've walked up to 3-4 miles looking for caches that were on trails, and so you got to be able to walk and want to walk on some of them.
And some of them you just drive up to them.
And some of them are, just drive-ups. And
your car bumper almost touching it.
Yeah. There's all kinds of caches out there, easy ones that you got to walk to, exercise, but
they're numbered. Difficulty and terrain from 1 to 5 on each one of them.
5s are hard.
5 is the hardest.
Oh, those
5 difficulty and 5 terrain.
You got to be in good shape for those.
5 terrain being a mountain, and difficulty would be fighting your way through the jungle.
Yeah. Which we've done a few times, but never 5-5.
1-1 is handicap accessible.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Supposed to be, yeah. But some people don't know that, and they don't understand, because they'll make it a 1-1, and you can't get to it with a wheelchair.
Right.
Unless there's some people, handicaps go out geocaching because they're there.
They enjoy it. I mean, why not? It gives them something to do like us. It gives us something to do. Get you out in the fresh air. It can be fun.
Yeah. Let's see. But they have to be marked at least a 1.5 if it's not wheelchair accessible.
Right.
1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1. Depending on, but it when you that's it. They'll tell you on each page that you go look for, and when you join geocaching.com. There's 2 different ways to do it. There's a free geocaching, and there's a premium geocaching. We started out in 2011, and the price is still the same for it. For premium. It's $29 a year. Now, they got that broke down now to where you can pay $10. I think it's $10.75 every 3 months.
Which isn't bad at all.
No.
Because you get a lot of choices on the caches. You can see and which ones you can get.
If you don't like it, you can just not pay it.
Right.
Or go up and cancel the auto pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go up and enter your settings and cancel the auto pay. They'll take it out automatically. You can have that shut off as soon as you pay it that first time, but then you have to actually still pay for it before it runs out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we let ours go a couple times where we give up the premium, and when we went back and decided to be premium again, we got all the extra stuff back, and everything was still the same on our page. You know, all our fines and everything was still there, except it shows a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Better map. But you start out with the free, see how you like it. And if you like to go premium, but go to that every 3 months. Because after 3 months, you might not like it.
Yeah.
And read a lot about it. Go up on YouTube and read about geocaching, or watch the videos on geocaching, different types of geocaching containers.
Oh, you'd be surprised that they've got geocaching containers that look like nuts and bolts.
And and spiders.
And spiders, yeah, I've seen them.
And bubble gum.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of different containers. It's just amazing.
But then it goes all the way up to, I've seen a water tower that was laid down.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It was a geocache.
Yep.
And the big lid, you know, where the people used to go up the top and open the lid and go down into the water tank. To
How
fix
about like the big dumpster we saw?
Oh, yeah.
There's a big dumpster that said geocache on it.
Yeah. People have got, what do you call, they're like the outdoor sheds.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a padlock on it, like a combination lock, and you have to figure out the combination to little, it's a clues and stuff. It tells you get the right number and you can unlock that shed.
Right.
And you open that up and it's just loaded with stuff. You can go in there, there'll be a chair in there, you can sit for a while and rest. And, I mean, it's amazing. Awesome. I've seen some that look like a huge mouse trap, like a 4x8 sheet of plywood laying on the ground, made look like a mouse trap.
Yep, seen that one.
And the cache was on the cheese thing, where you put the cheese on a mouse trap.
Right.
It was on there. I've seen one that was made out of a trap, not a bear trap, but you know, like a small trap, and they fixed it to where it would not close.
Yeah.
And seen some look like hand grenades. You have to pull the pin to get the lid off.
That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Oh, they got bananas and apples and birdhouses.
Yeah.
You name it.
We found a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it was peach, pear, banana, strawberries,
avocados,
and
pine cones.
Yeah. I've made a couple pine cone caches.
Oh yeah.
It's free, you know, except for the you have to buy the micro to put in it. But wow.
Oh, you had the plastic dove you cut a hole in and put a little micro in it?
Yeah, and clipped it on a tree out in the woods.
Yep, scared somebody. They said they hollered, it scared them.
Yep. Oh yeah. And then we had some that disappeared. But now don't spend a lot of money on these things, because people sometimes kids want to take them.
Right.
And if you make something expensive, somebody will see it and say, I don't want that. Who's going to know I was here if I don't sign the log? Well, if they take the whole cash, you know, the log's going with it. But I had one at a park underneath the merry-go-round. And I had somebody said they found it. And they told me it was in like 100 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It was, that was
one of the little key lock boxes.
Yeah, key lock.
The key boxes, hide keys. Yeah, there you go.
And it was magnetic, and it stuck right up underneath that. Well, I guess some kids got on there and was bouncing and spinning it around and everything, and it came loose and it flew out in the grass somewhere.
And the lawnmower ran over it.
Yeah. So you can make them out of bottle caps, the neck part of a soda bottle. You can make them just Yeah, imagination goes wild on what you can make a geocache out of.
Just watch YouTube videos. They'll show you a lot of them.
Make sure it's watertight.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, oh boy, hey, we've been out here about 35 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Time goes by when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to run by some of these acronyms for geocaching. You know, you gotta pretty much understand what some of them mean too. There's a bunch of them, but here, say this one here, BYOP. Bring your own pen.
Bring your own pen. Okay.
You might see that on a cache. CITO, cash in, trash out. Take a bag with you. You see some trash on the way or at the site, throw it in the bag, take it out. Make it look nice for the next person.
Right.
DNF, did not find. That's important. See, it's just, you know, a lot of people use these acronyms.
TFTC, thanks for the cash.
Yeah. FTF, first to find. Everybody tries to be first to find it.
We never are, but oh well.
Oh, we have. I found a couple of them, but then they got a STF, which is second to find, which I didn't understand why they'd need that. RAF, replaced as found. Always replace it as found. If you find it on the ground and it says it was eye level, try to put it back eye level, but if not, leave it back on the ground where you found it. PNG, park and grab. That means it's going to be within 5 feet of wherever you park at.
Right.
There's just all kinds of different ones there. You can find that by searching for geocaching acronyms, and it'll pop up some pages with that on there. Let's see. He was talking about, you know, the age, you know, these little kids that go out geocaching. I've seen kids out there, like I said, 3, 4 years old.
Right.
They have fun. I mean, you let the adults open the containers though, because kids have a tendency to break it, you know, depending on what it's made out of. But and I've seen people out there that were, what was that one lady who was 80?
There was one out there that was like 87.
Yeah, it's 87 years old, was geocaching. Now, it was at an event, but she was out there with her GPS. Now, the GPS, you can go buy you a $200 or $300 GPS, or you can just, if you got a smartphone or an iPhone, you can download a free app from geocaching.com that works just as good as any app GPS does. And we've went to that because I went through two of the GPSs at $200 a piece, and I'm still using the one from my phone.
A lot cheaper, huh?
Oh,
free.
Yeah, free. Just go to your Play Store or whatever and look up geocaching GPS, and download it. And all you got to do is sign in to your geocaching log. When you sign up for geocaching.com, you use the same sign in on your phone as you do that, and there you go. So, like I say, you can play for free or you can put some money in it. Depends on how well you like it. I mean, they're out in the desert. They're downtown Chicago.
In the country.
And they're in the ocean for scuba divers.
I'll never get one of those.
Oh, man. Halfway between here and Europe.
How about the one that they took up to the space station?
They did. They took one up in the space station, and it was for a project, I think, for the school. Mm-hmm. And the guy pinned it up on his locker, in his locker, and that's the farthest up geocaching that there ever was. He had it up there for about a year.
I think so, yeah.
And the farthest one down below ground was some kind of a mine or something. And It was way down there,
Wow.
a couple miles down, and they're in caves. And like I say, they're in some of them's in people's yards as a birdhouse.
Yeah, that can be pretty bad, walking up to some stranger's yard hoping you're at the right address.
Yeah. This one guy with one house where there's supposed to be a geocache, and he had one of those things on each end of his property, the lights, what do you call it, the beam or whatever, that when you go through it, it'll beep.
Oh, yeah.
Let him know that somebody's pulled in his driveway.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times we went across that thing looking for that geocache, and we didn't even have to.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
One guy, he had a geocache in his yard, and he'd sit out there on the porch and watch you find it.
Oh, is this the one that gave you cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He'd get cookies and Kool-Aid or iced tea or something. He'd holler at you, wave at you, come on here. And you go up there, and hey, I got some cookies. I got some apple pie. Or he always had something.
I guarantee you, when you find another geocacher out anywhere, I'm the kind of person that don't really talk to people too much because I'm kind of real shy and I got this anxiety thing. But I found out that when you run into a geocacher, those are some of the friendliest people you could meet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. You're a geocacher, they're a friend.
Yeah, they are. And it's amazing. They don't know you, but they act like they've known you for years.
Yeah, so it's fun. Look into it. Check it out. Let us know if you liked it or not. You can send us an email to whatevertopix@gmail.com. That's spelled TOPIX. You can find us on Facebook under Whatever Topics. Facebook.com/whatevertopix. We got a group page called Facebook.com/groups/whatevertopics. We got a phone number is 239-285-1574. You want to be on our podcast? Let us know. We got a way to do that too. So, hey, this is the end of the show. We're running out of time. We got a joke of the week.
And we're everywhere. Yes, the joke of the week.
You go to Facebook.com/whatevertopics. I got it posted. I think I got 15 or 16 different places you can listen to this podcast on. Go ahead with your joke.
Okay. A man was holding two babies, one in each arm, while waiting for a train. A woman was walking past when she noticed the babies. "Well, aren't they cute?" she exclaimed. "What are their names?" The man gave her an impatient look and said, "I don't know." "Well, which is the boy and which is the girl?" she asked. The man again replied, "I don't know." "Well, how old are they?" she persisted. With an annoyed expression on his face, the man said, "I have no idea." Shocked and appalled, the woman began to scold the man. "Well, what kind of father are you?" she said. The man replied, "I'm not their father. I'm just a condom salesman, and these are two complaints that I'm taking back to my company."
Okay. Hey, see you all next week, and be safe and have fun. Until then,
See ya.